Alright, it's Jarkko and welcome to my vinyl bar to check out my latest vinyl album finds. And this time the stuff that you are about to see is not so heavy. But before I begin, I have to apologize a huge mistake that I made in my previous latest finds heavier stuff video. I said that this album is the first album because I have always thought and assumed that since the 80s that this really is the first album, but actually this is the second album, so please forgive me. And now check these out. It didn't take too long to find these 3 albums. I almost felt that these albums found me. But anyway, this is the original soundtrack recording, and this is a Canadian copy, and for some reasons I really like Canadian pressings, even though they may not be that valuable. I paid just €3 for this one. The condition of the vinyl looked a bit suspicious, but it turned out to be pretty good after the glue cleaning. And now I have to find this movie on Blu-ray. I'm already working on it. And I found an upgrade copy of this for just €3. So naturally I had to buy this. Best of the Blues Brothers. And actually this is my big sister's copy, but don't tell her. Back in the 80s she bought about 20 LPs and no more. And this happened to be one of those. The sleeve is as good as new. But can this be an original pressing? If this really is 1978 pressing, I'm a bit surprised to see a barcode on the back cover. But barcode is surprisingly old invention. So if you know better, tell me. And this sticker was originally on this cover. This just has a usual Atlantic label. And this is my first Madonna album ever, and it is appropriately titled the first album. And I'd say hats off to Madonna, because she wrote 5 songs out of 8 all by herself on this album. And according to Discogs.com, this is a German 1985 ratio of Madonna with a different cover, and some copies were issued with an E4 flyer for the Virgin Tour video release. And also Burning Up is a re-edit of the original 3 minutes 41 second version. So I'm not absolutely sure whether the flyer is missing or not, but this is pretty good album. And here's kinda funny album from the early 80s, well 1980 to be exact. Oh, when I was pretty young, the song Nene Nana Nana Nu Nu was some kind of hit, because I remember that song well and I still like it. And actually this album is very good. And this is also an upgrade copy. The previous copy I bought back in 1994. And side 2 has a pretty cool looking custom label. And here's another soundtrack album, and a very good one. Have you seen this movie? It tells a story of working class Dubliners who form a soul band. It's certainly not a very glamorous movie, but it is very entertaining, and music is excellent. And I have to find this movie on DVD because I think it has not been released on Blu-ray yet. Here's the MCA label, and I'd really like to see that movie again. This is my first Joan Jett album. I think this is a Norwegian pressing because on the back cover there's this tiny little theme Tryck Oslo marking, and that refers to a Norwegian printing company located in Oslo. And when I bought this tear on the front cover was covered by price tag, and when I tried to remove a piece of Scotch tape, I fucked up a little bit and this happened. But I think I can live with that, even though it pisses me off a little bit. So always think twice before removing stickers from covers. And by the way, this is an excellent rock album and a classic too. And my first Pat Benatar album. This wasn't exactly what I thought, but this is actually a pretty good album. And this is the kind of music that the Brian Setzer Orchestra might play, i.e. the music on this album is big band music. And this was cheap and in really good condition, so I thought to give it a shot. And this album has this kind of Chrysalis label. And I thought to start to collect different pressings of the last album by the King, and I'm talking about my favorite Elvis album, Moody Blue. And now I have a US reissue on black vinyl from 1980, an original Canadian pressing, and now I have an original Italian pressing. And interesting little detail is the stamp on the A-side label. And I tried to remove a previous owner's sticker, and I managed to fuck up a little bit, and this happened. And this pisses me off a little bit. Could be worse. And I saved the best of these findings for the last. And finally I found pretty much perfect copy of this album on vinyl. Frank Zappa's Shake Your Booty. The only little fault on this is about 1 centimeter long seam split here, but other than that I couldn't ask for more. This is in incredibly good condition, considering that it's about 35 years old release. Excellent album by an excellent artist. So I hope you liked these findings. As always, I'd like to hear your comments and or questions if you have any. And thanks for everyone who watched this video and has subscribed my channel. hope to see you soon again. So cheers, and careful with that needle.